Good afternoon. It is Thursday, October 13th, and it's a chilly one today. Another cold front moving through yesterday into today. There's actually some severe weather in the area yesterday, but it's like 41 degrees. It feels like November right now. Got a light drizzle, and I'm just totally pumped to get out here. It's like perfect conditions. The rain is going to come and go as I'm out here. It's just spotty showers right now, but where I'm going to, I found a buck bed this last spring that was in kind of a surprising spot, but once I found it, it totally made sense. It's just torn up with rubs. I found multiple beds in there, and I've got corn, I got beans still standing, and I've got oaks as destination food source. I'm going to try to get in between there and this bed. I'm going to try to get as close as maybe 80 yards from them. I know if I do get that close, I'm not going to be able to set up in the tree. So I brought a tripod to hopefully be able to film everything. There's two spots back, so maybe 120 yards from the bed, that I remember seeing some trees. They were all dead, and looking on the satellite maps, it's showing a couple trees that should be climbable, but I'm just gonna have to assess those when I get closer. So I don't know if I'm gonna be up in the saddle today or down on the ground. But another reason I wanted to hit this spot is Wisconsin's pheasant opener is this weekend. So in 2 days, this CRP field behind me is going to be getting absolutely pounded by pheasant hunters. And the spot I'm going to, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody does a little pheasant hunting back there too. So I haven't hunted it yet this year, and I've wanted to. The weather's perfect for it, and I'm going to get in here before the pheasant season opens up and see what I can find. So we'll stay tuned. Got a small rub here. Heading out this cornfield right over there, about 30 yards. It's right on the property line of public and private. Good to see. Got some fresh tracks. Looks like doe and a fawn going up this little embankment. Found this old scrape this summer, actually, when I was back here scouting around a little bit. You can see the licking branches on it, but it doesn't really look like it's been worked at all. So I just wanted to check it and see if it was hot or not, and right now it looks like it's not, so I can use that information as well. Those are pretty fresh. There's definitely some deer used in this area, which is great to see. It'd be nice just to get some buck sign confirmation. So what I got here is, this is the hardwood ridge. I'm gonna walk along the edge here. There's trails coming in from the swamp. I'm gonna try to see if there's a trail that looks really hot. See some big tracks or some sort of sign that there's a bigger animal using that specific trail. That buck bed I found is out that way, about 250 yards. So I got some boot tracks. They're kind of heading off in a direction where I found the guys set up this last winter. They're actually heading straight to it. It's probably another 500 yards from here. But he had a mock scrape and tree all trimmed out and everything for his tree stand. It's pretty obvious he was hunting there. And somebody going through the effort of making a mock scrape and all that tells me it's probably a spot they hunt somewhat regularly. That buck bed that I found is probably, I mean, he would be walking past it maybe 150 to 200 yards away. And that buck either wouldn't even know or wouldn't care, I think, because he's probably too far away. So I'm going to follow his path just a little ways to see exactly where it looks like he was going. And then I'm going to cut over to the original spot that I was planning on sitting. You can see all these trees out here in the marsh are dead. They're all ash trees, and the emerald ash borer came through and killed them off. So there's like no cover whatsoever. I'm most likely gonna end up sitting on the ground. So I got this tree here that looks like it would have enough cover for me. The bedding, if you see that line of willows there right on the horizon, that's where I found all the sign. That's where I anticipate them coming from. When I look on the Google Maps, there's trails that come trickling all out of there. And the heaviest trails that I could see on the map are over that way, another 50 yards. But there certainly are some that filter this way. All right, now that I'm closer, I can see that I'm not the first guy that thinks this might be a good spot. There's a rope tied up there in that V hanging down. I don't see any sign that somebody's been in here yet this year, but I'm gonna go walk up to the base there, evaluate the situation. But if it looks like it's been hunted already, I'm gonna probably move on down this way. See, it's tied off way up there. But look at how skyline that guy would be. I mean, any savvy deer, especially a big buck, is gonna pick you out up there unless you're just absolutely dead still. I think if I do set up here, just my head and shoulders are gonna be maybe right about this height. And I can still use that tree to block the vision of any deer that are bedded that way coming back this way. I'll stay right on the side of the tree, hidden, and then as they come past over there, I can draw my bow and shoot them. There is a good sized track here. It looks to be kind of somewhat old. I mean, it's been raining it rained real hard yesterday. What a good 3-finger track coming right past this tree. And it didn't look like anybody had been in that tree yet. This brush is all grown up around it, and I couldn't see. It didn't look like somebody made a path getting in there yet. All right. I'm about 115 yards from where I suspect the bucks to be bedded. They're in those willows there. There's a couple trails that come out of there, out past this way, towards the egg and the oaks. And there's another main trail that comes out there, out into this opening here. I'm gonna sneak up here another 40 yards. I might set up in that clump right there on the ground, or up ahead there's another clump. I might have to crawl depending on if I think they can see this far from those beds I found. I'm pretty pumped up right now. For some people, this might seem pretty minor. But let me turn the camera around and show you why I'm so excited. So I felt like I was gonna be within eyesight in case there were some beds down on that end. The heaviest bedding is over here. But I felt like there's this gap in the brush here. So I needed to crawl. So I crawled about 10 yards. There's these branches in my way. I moved one of them out of my way and looked up. And this tree's just been absolutely smoked. It's not a big tree to rub, but look at the damage this buck did to it. That tells me there's been a nice one in here. All right. I'm gonna make my own little buck nest. Right here. I'm gonna clear some of that grass. The bedding's over there. And there's a trail that comes right through this opening at 20 yards. I'm gonna set my tripod probably right in this stuff. And the most bedding sign is straight through this clump of brush, which is kind of nice. I'm going to use that as front cover. I can just barely see through some windows in there. When it gets to that last 45 minutes of light, I'm probably actually going to stand. I've got enough back cover here. I think I'll be okay to blend in. And I'll be able to see any deer that are coming this way, either on this trail to this side. The other trail goes right over here at 25 yards. So I won't really be able to shoot anything straight in front of me, but it'll give me enough cover and enough time to either turn this way to my weak side or prepare for a shot at 90 degrees to my strong side. The wind is blowing straight at me. We're down to the last 45 minutes of light. We had a little bit of a rain shower for about 5 minutes, just a little while ago. But it's go time now. I've been standing for the last hour. I'm going to continue standing with my bow in hand until it's dark. Let's cross our fingers for some action. that's all for today. It's pretty darn exciting with that spike. He was probably only 5 yards away, maybe 6 yards away. I saw him about the time I got the camera going. I had seen him about 10 seconds before that. If it was a big buck, I think I could have gotten drawn on him. And I would have taken that straight on shot. Shooting ultra sharp 200 grain single bevel broadheads, 600 grain arrow. I'm pulling 70 pounds with a 31-inch draw, and I think that straight on shot, the arrow would do some serious damage. I'm gonna start getting packed up here and sneak out of here. The plan didn't quite work yet, but the good news is we get to keep hunting for a buck. The rut is right around the corner here. One of my favorite times to hunt is that last week of October. So we'll catch you next time. Look at this, 3 albinos.